It has not even been a week since the official announcement of the upcoming Godzilla movie from Takashi Yamazaki, the creator and maker of the critically and commercially acclaimed Godzilla Minus One, and we already have some absolutely mind-blowing, exciting updates. Before getting into that, I would like to make a small correction to something that I revealed in my last video. So, this new upcoming Godzilla movie is actually not officially confirmed to be the sequel for Godzilla Minus One as of right now. This could entirely be a new Godzilla movie, which has nothing to do with the events of Minus One, but given the way the movie ended with that cliffhanger ending, I believe there is a large possibility that the movie is, in fact, a sequel and continuation of the previous movie. In my last upload, I told you guys why Biolante makes the most sense if Yamazaki actually is considering his upcoming Godzilla movie as the official sequel for Godzilla Minus One. If you have not seen it yet, I request you to go and check it out once you are done watching this video. However, it seems like director Yamazaki might have different plans in mind, as he revealed in a recent interview that Hedorah is one of his favorite kaijus, and he believes that with the kind of technology and VFX we have today, a modern-day Godzilla vs. Hedorah movie would be very, very cool and epic. You can see his exact words on the screen right now. And Hedorah being the antagonist actually makes a lot of sense. If you think about it, Godzilla Minus One portrayed Godzilla as this nightmare kind of a threat, and they tried to make the film as realistic and serious as possible, and it definitely worked out really well. The best since the first Godzilla movie, 1954. Now comes the second part with an opponent that should be just as realistic and brutal. Hedorah being this larger-than-life poisonous monster who is basically a living epitome of world pollution seems like a kaiju who is tailor-made for that universe created by Mr. Yamazaki. And if you consider what transpired as a result of Godzilla's rampage of destruction over the city, the groundwork is already laid out for Hedorah to emerge from deep under the debris and the enormous amount of nuclear waste generated as a result. There is, in fact, another very interesting manner by which Toho can bring in Hedorah in the sequel, which is by establishing a connection to Noriko, who got affected by Godzilla's atomic blast, which is visible from these spots on her neck. And it was also confirmed by the director that the marks on her neck, in fact, were a result of her exposure to G cells during Godzilla's atomic breath attack. Since, quite obviously, apart from Noriko, a large number of people in the city were also exposed to the same G cells, what if these people transform into some kind of zombies? These zombies basically would represent the destructive and polluting effect left over by the big G on innocent human beings, as well as the city as a whole. I know it sounds quite gross, but imagine if these zombies somehow fuse together and somehow result in the formation of a massive oversized zombie who takes the shape of Hedorah. This would give a great background rivalry between these two iconic kaijus, which I believe would lead us to a great monster battle for the ages. I think that would be one of the most horrifying and brutal takes on a kaiju in cinema history, and that is something which is going to work perfectly in this post-apocalyptic, post-World War universe of Godzilla Minus One. At this point, I want to draw your attention to the ending of Godzilla Minus One, where we can see something growing in Noriko's neck. If you remember, earlier in the movie, Noriko sacrificed herself to save Koichi and gets struck by Godzilla's atomic breath in the process. However, at the end of the movie, we see that Noriko somehow magically survives this brutal incident and has almost no injury marks on her body apart from this weird spot on her neck. In the film, we witnessed Godzilla healing itself at a remarkable speed several times, so it's safe to speculate that the exposure to G cells during the blast is what, in fact, saved Noriko's life. At the end of Minus One, we see Godzilla regenerating, meaning he will come back in a sequel. I believe what happened is that a small piece of Godzilla latched onto her, and rather than creating a second Godzilla, a new creature was born as a result. At the end of the movie, we see her in a hospital, and if I'm correct, there were flowers besides her bed. These flowers could actually symbolize and indicate something much bigger and significant. I am talking about this majestic and larger-than-life planet monster called Biolante. If you have watched the Godzilla vs. Biolante movie, you would know that this thing is formed from a plant, woman, and Godzilla's DNA. Conveniently, all three of these things were in the same room together. Another thing to note is that after Godzilla's rampage in Minus One, the film takes a few moments to focus on some scientists collecting samples of Godzilla from the wreckage. This mirrors the first scene of Godzilla vs. Biolante, where scientists are collecting Godzilla cells from the wreckage of the previous movie. To be honest, I already have chills running down my spine visualizing a modern-day Godzilla vs. Biolante movie with the kind of VFX and CGI that we witnessed in Minus One. Let me tell you that Biolante is definitely one of my top 3 kaijus, and I honestly feel that she is the most unique and underrated kaiju. Her design, I believe, is one of the coolest for any kaiju in history and has one of the most emotional and meaningful backstories you could ever think of. So, to see her make a return in the sequel for Godzilla Minus One would actually be like a dream come true for me. Of course, there is the possibility that she might not end up appearing in the movie after all. However, I am pretty sure we are going to see at least one very iconic kaiju making a return to the silver screen. It could be Hedorah, it could be Anguirus, it could be Rodan, or it could even be Destroya or Space Godzilla. Either way, I am absolutely pumped and excited to hear about the confirmation of the sequel to Godzilla Minus One, and I absolutely cannot wait for its release. So that is all I had to share in this video. Do let me know your thoughts and ideas on this subject in the comments down below. If you enjoyed watching, please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.